This is how dealerships get y'all. The way that they get y'all is financing. The reason why credit is so bad is because it justifies you buying something at a price that you couldn't really afford or that you wouldn't have spent on it if you had to pay cash for it. I'll give you an example, right? And this is how it plays out. When you go to the casino, they don't let you just take cash and then you put it as a wager on the table. You got to take the cash, you got to exchange it over for chips. The chips then turn into these little circle plastic things. They put a little number on them and a value, and they change the color of them. And then what happens is you start to see the value of it diminish, in which it's much easier to be able to throw those chips around than you would have if you would have actually looked at it cash or you'd have took your paycheck or whatever, right? And so you don't have the same value for those chips as you do when you're playing with cash, right? Now, of course, they also do it because it's much easier to use and it's much easier for them to be able to account for what's going on inside of the casino. However, when you exchange those chips in for cash, what you do is you subconsciously devalue the amount of money that you would have spent, which makes it much easier for you to continue to hit that button on that slot machine or throw them chips around on that table, right? It's the same thing with credit cards, right? When you are swiping something, or you go with Afterpay, or you go with Klarna, or you go with any of these financing companies, well, it's just for easy payments. You subconsciously tell yourself, well, I can afford $59 for the next month, for the next 4 months. Now, in no other situation was you going to spend $200 on whatever it is that you spend $200 on. You ain't never spent $200 on it in your life. Some of y'all go over to Louis Vuitton, you go over to Gucci, you go over to Hermes, and you want to get you a belt, right? So you're going to spend you $300, $400, $500 on a belt. You're going to go and get you some red bottoms, right? You can't really afford them. You're not really supposed to be there. The student loan people are still calling you. They're still calling you. You asking Biden for forgiveness. You holding him accountable. You kicking Cam's ass. Cam is Kamala Harris, for those of y'all that's not familiar. So you holding Biden accountable. But I guarantee you, when we hit the streets today, I guarantee you, when we hit the streets today, and we hit Fifth Avenue, and we out here in these streets, and we going out shopping, it's gonna be some people out there that can't truly afford to be in there, and they gonna be window shopping, just like 50. 50 sung the song. Homie, you a window shopper. Right? And so what happens is, then they finance it. Because you going to look at it and you're going to say, God damn it. 4,000, 5,000 for a purse, for a handbag with a canvas print on it. And you trying to justify it in your mind. Yeah, man, that Anton said on the Millionaire Morning Show, I shouldn't be getting this. And then they're going to say, well, you know you can get the credit card, right? You're going to be like, what credit card? Well, you know, you can stretch it out over a year, or you can stretch it out over 6 months, right? And if you do it within 6 months, you're not going to get charged no interest, right? And you're going to be like, I mean, you know, that's the same thing as just getting it for, the regular price. Or the credit card company is going to hit you up and they're going to say, listen, on all of your purchases that you get within the first year, or, as long as you pay it off within 6 months, you'll be straight. And then you say, well, listen, I'm going to pay it off within 6 months because it's like I ain't paying no interest on it anyway, so I'm going to buy it. So first rule, first problem is that you bought something that you wouldn't have bought if you had the cash to buy it, because you actually would value your money a little bit differently. But they justified it by breaking it up into payments, so then in your mind you compartmentalize it, because now you gamifying being able to justify buying something to impress people that don't even care about you, right? So that's A. Then B, you can't really afford to make the payments because now you've conditioned yourself to finance a bunch of stuff. So now you're going to raise your lifestyle up to how much you can afford in payments. And this is how they move these trucks, because they don't tell you what the sticker is. They tell you what the payment is going to be. That is the first rule in sales. Well, the first rule in sales is that people buy things because they like you, not necessarily because you got the best product. The second rule of sales is you have to make sure that you can break it down into an affordable price for them so that they can justify the purchase and not really even give them any value that comes along with it, right? It's not about the value. They're not selling you on the value that you get from it. They're selling you on the idea that you can afford it through the payments. And that's why when I hear people say stuff like, you got good credit, I need a man with good credit, what the fuck does that mean? You need a man to go and finance stuff in order to do what? Why do y'all need a bunch of credit? Now, I'm not saying that having good credit is a bad thing. I'm saying, why are you looking for that in order to qualify whether or not you want to be with a guy? So he can make all his payments on time. Cool. Does that mean that he's good with money? Does that mean he's fiscally responsible? Does that mean that he's financed his life away? So you got 10 payments and you make all 10 payments on time. Does that mean that you're smart with your money? Right? I want to know what the interest payment is that you got on that. I want to know how many payments you got, not whether or not you're making them on time. Because some of y'all got 96 months of payments. And just because they're making the payment on time don't mean that they should have financed it for 96 months. How much do you owe, or how much equity do you have in your property? Because that's going to tell me a little bit different, right? If you know the equity you got in your property, that's different. How much are you upside down in the loan that you have? That's different, right? Do you owe more on that car than it's worth? When you bought your house, did you put 20% down or did you go with the 3.5%? Because that's going to be the difference between PMI, right? Did you just want to get into the property to say that you own a home? Did you finance it for 15 or did you finance it for 30? Did you get a fixed or did you get an adjustable rate mortgage, right? Did you stick with it and then pull the money out of it, the equity out of the property in order to buy another property? Or did you pull the equity out of it in order to go out on a girls trip and get a fucking BBL? Y'all asking the wrong questions. We're asking each other the wrong questions. We think that the questions that we supposed to be asking each other is based off of the idea that we're supposed to go and finance more shit. Okay, cool. You got the Lambo, I got the Lambo, right? What are the terms? Okay, so you financed it. I'm not tripping off the fact that you financed it. I think that that's cool. Why did you finance it? Now, Anton, why does it matter why they financed it? Because it then qualifies how it is that you're handling your money. Because some people finance stuff because they understand that they have the money to be able to buy it, but they prefer to put their money in an investment and then let the investment pay for whatever the asset is. So the financing can be justified if the money is not cheap. That's why rich people care about interest rates, because the interest rates tell us how cheap the money is so that we can then compare it against what our investments are, because the investments pay for the assets. Our money always has to be working for us. So if I take $500,000 and I buy a Lamborghini and I just spend it outright, what could I have spent that $500,000 on? So I still want the asset because I can still leverage that, especially from a marketing perspective, to continue to make more money. The problem is, what are you investing that other $500,000 in order to then pay for whatever that $500,000 product is that you was going to originally buy? So it's not whether or not you don't have $1 million to buy the product. It's, are you leveraging your money correctly? That's how rich people start to look at credit. They don't look at credit the same way you do. They don't look at credit as far as to try to figure out, well, do I want to adjust this in order to be able to meet my lifestyle? They say, well, is this money best deployed here or is the money best deployed here? And can I get a write-off for that, right? And do I need to lease it or do I need to buy it? Because if you lease it, depending on how much the vehicle is, depending on what the type of vehicle is, what you're using it for, how much it weighs, you can write off the entirety of the lease payment as a business expense when you're using it for your business. But then they'll sit there and they'll tell you, these rappers and these entertainers and these boxers and these motherfuckers that don't know nothing, they'll tell you, listen, go and pay cash, go cash out. That tells me that that dumb motherfucker don't know nothing about money. because I can use that as a business expense and a marketing opportunity, write off the entirety of the lease payments, the maintenance, and the insurance payments on that bitch. Lower my tax burden and still be able to enjoy it. And leverage that item in order to make more money. You don't even know the depreciation rules that come along with buying that car. But you so quick to spend money because you think you know something and you don't. You's a young, ignorant nigga that don't know shit about shit. And you want to sit here and have a conversation with me like you know how money work? You need to sit your punk ass down and learn something, bro. I could teach you how to keep more of your money in your pocket if you understood that you don't know shit. But the minute that you think you know something is the minute that you start to shoot yourself in the foot because you so busy trying to compare to me, but you don't even know that we don't even pay the same taxes, bro. We not even in the same lane. You working to go and spend money to impress people that don't care nothing about you. I'm working to go and spend money so I can lower my tax burden and increase my net worth. It's a difference. We drive in the same car, but it costs you more. It costs you more. And I still make more money than you. So when we start having these real conversations and we start to break down exactly how money work, let me help you to understand. These are the secrets that they don't want you to know. You know why? Because it's more profitable for them to operate out of your ignorance than it is for you to align yourself with somebody that can give you some gain. It's more profitable for them to operate on your ignorance than to allow for you to capitalize off of the thing that's actually going to improve your family for the rest of your life. Knowledge is priceless. It's priceless. You can never take this away from me. I will be rich forever. There's nothing you can do to stop me from being rich. You know why? Because I know the rules of the game. I know the rule. Listen, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but just let me cook. I know the rules of the game. I'm not a monkey. I'm not a cold monkey. I'm not the type of person that could just trade my time in for money. You know why? Because I've earned my stripes. I learned it through experience. And so as a result of it, I know too much to ever be broke again. I know too much. I'll never be broke. I cannot lift a fucking finger and I will always make more money than you. You know why? Because I failed forward. The lessons that I've learned early, I'm trying to teach you now. You think you think it's all of you working and moving around and you water waving and shit and trying to impress people. That's not wealth. Wealth is here. They keep telling you that generational wealth is the amount of money that you got put up that's making you money on top of money. That shit can go away. Generational wealth is here. It's what you know. Because it's the knowledge that you can pass down that will make your people money for generations and generations. You know why I started a YouTube channel in addition to marketing myself? I was documenting the journey so that the people that came after me, including my aunts, my lineage that come after me, my young people, my daughters and sons and all of that other type of stuff would be able to draw from the knowledge that I obtained in my lifetime and that I died empty by giving it to them. So they'll always be able to reference it and understand why I thought the way that I thought. I just so happen to make it public for everybody else. But it's your own people that will shoot themselves in the foot because they so busy trying to figure out how it is that they can tear you down, which they can't. I'm going up no matter what. I'm a phoenix. They so busy trying to kill themselves to discredit you instead of taking the insight and the information so that they can learn from it and grow as a result of it. At some point, you have to unlock what generational wealth is. It's this. And because you're not able to tap into the people that came before you in order to understand what they learned and what they went through, the knowledge died with them. Now we have an opportunity from people that you never had access to in your life to then give you the knowledge and the information that died with your ancestors because they knew a lot, but the information died with them. And so now we're able to pass this information on. But we so concerned about the things that don't matter, and you consume so much information that it overwhelms you, and then you completely throw away the things that's actually supposed to be good for you because you're consumed with things that ain't don't really mean shit. You distracted by all of this dumb shit. You think it actually matters about whether or not you FBA or you immigrant. Your pocket's gonna be the same. You still broke at the end of the day. Okay, so I identify as this and you identify as that and she identifies as trans and you a fucking cat. Then at the end of the day, y'all all still fucking broke and starving on the street together. Ain't got no insight, no knowledge. Don't two of y'all ain't worth two dead nickels together, and y'all sitting here having a conversation about who better than who. You ain't better than her. She just as broke as you. Don't nobody know shit, but everybody want to have a conversation. Somebody need to shut the fuck up because you got two ears and a mouth for a reason. Do less talking and more listening to the niggas that actually got the game. Think I grew to be 41 years old and rich as fuck for no? You think it's an accident? You think I got rich by accident? You think I'm spending $175,000 a month on accident consistently? Month after fucking month. Month after month. I'm just blowing the bag. Building fucking houses, buying Rolexes, driving the best cars. Ain't got a talent in the fucking world except for the game that I got. You think that I got rich on accident. Nigga, how you get rich on accident? I ain't hit the fucking lottery. My dad died broke. My dad had tax liens. I had to catch my parents up and pay for his funeral. My brother, it's funny because my brother the other day, he said, Anton, I heard you inherited some money. We laughing because we see these fucking trolls on the internet. He said, well, where my fucking money? I swear to God. I was talking to my brother. He said, well, where my inheritance? And how come Dre ain't getting none? How come my other brother ain't getting none? We laughing like a how the fuck you get rich on accident? Your call has been forwarded to. He don't even got this number. Hey Rita.
Hello.
Hey, this is Anton. I don't know if you got this number.
Oh, no wonder.
You sent me to the voicemail. No, I got him. Hey, remember when we was laughing when I just came for your birthday about the fact that they said that I inherited some money?
I was trying to figure out how you inherited something. I ain't get that.
I just said that on the live stream.
And where is this inheritance coming from? Because I had a whole lot of bills to pay when he died.
What was our parents? What was their financial situation like when my dad died?
Very rough because I paid a whole lot of bills and you did too.
What was their tax situation like?
It was very negative, and we had to take her in. We had to take my mom.
We had to take my mom in.
I had to leave my house and move in with her, which I already surprisingly did that just because God told me to. But anyway. And then I had to take her with me and move her into my house. And you took all of her bills.
What did I do with all her bills, Greg?
I'm going to go through this over and over. You had to take all of her bills and pay them. And actually, you had to catch up because she was behind. And I had to take a whole bunch of my daddy's bills because people were calling me left and right. And I told them, well, Jesus paid it all, and they're going to have to get that out the mud. Talk to them about it because I'm not paying nothing.
Wait. What about the lawsuit money that we were supposed to get, though?
What lawsuit money? Who had a lawsuit?
Oh, no, I got rich on accident, though.
Whatever. I remember we were very poor, and we had the Cars That Make Noise Club because we had no coins.
These niggas don't know, man. They don't know what we done been through.
Yeah, but I don't care. I ain't trying to prove that to nobody.
All right.
Okay, bye.
These niggas don't know nothing about me, man. Got it out the mud. We put people on our back. We ain't make no excuses. We ain't do no GoFundMes. We ain't do no fucking fish fries. We ain't do none of that shit. We held that shit. Paid for everybody. Paid for the funeral. Caught up on all their taxes. Paid up all of the bills. Got my mom a house. She taken care of for the rest of her life now. She's straight. She don't need nothing from nobody. She ain't never asked or wanted nothing from nobody. Shit ain't no accident, boy. We got this shit out the mud. And you know what the funniest part about it is? Let me tell you something else that we did. I ain't never sold a fucking course in my life. I ain't never sold a course in my life. When my people tapped in with me, I invested in their businesses. We did an Invest in Your Business series. When I opened up my Patreon, I gave away more money than anything that was coming in. We poured into the people. We didn't take away from the people. Boy, you better check my resume. You better check my history. You better go watch my motherfucking videos, nigga. I am him. I've been him. And the shit that I done been through, boy, this little shit that y'all talking about, I wish you would, bro. I'm city to city, state to state. I'm in your city. I'm in your city. Every single fucking month. I'm in your city. I'm in your city, walking around, having a good fucking time and shopping on your streets. I'm on your streets more than you are. Fucking play with me. These niggas don't know nothing about me.